Travelers Rest 13, Wade Hampton 10. Landrum downed Walhalla 20-13. It was Ware Shoals 44, Blacksburg 6. Whitmire 26, Branchville 6. Woodruff defeated Clinton. Big showdown game there to open the season. Couple of old rivals, and the Wolverines get the win 21-13. West Oak 28, and the Greenville Hurricanes nothing. And Saluda defeated Crescent 28-6. One game was postponed. Midland Valley at J.L. Mann. Scores from Football City, that's also known as Rock Hill, and the I-77 corridor. Central of Pageland got a great defensive effort in a 12-0 win over Louisville. Fort Mill defeated Ballantine Ridge of North Carolina 52-6. It was North Central 26, Great Falls nothing. Chester 16, Lancaster 14. Blythewood 34, Nation Ford 27. Rock Hill knocked off River Bluff 31-18. Saluda 28, Crescent 6. Huff of North Carolina defeated South Point 14-10. Indianland knocked off York 36-0. And Chambers of North Carolina a winner over Clover 35-34. Last night around the Midlands in South Carolina, it was AC Flora defeating Westwood 30-19. May River 37, Airport nothing. In overtime, Columbia High over C.A. Johnson 22-16. Catawba Ridge 30, Chapin nothing. Chapin playing the first game with their new head coach, and it comes up a bit short. It was Crestwood defeating Manning 48-14. Keenan down Dreer 30-22. Eau Claire 14, Ridgeland nothing. Lexington 23, Gilbert 7. Sumter High 41, Lakewood 13. Lugoff Elgin 28, Lower Richland 14. Pillion shut out Williston Elko 35-0. Ridgeview 40, Fairfield Central nothing. Spring Valley rallied to defeat Richland Northeast 22-19. That game went into overtime, and Spring Valley, with that win, breaks a 24-game losing streak. And Swansea over Mid-Carolina 49-7. Camden defeats White Knoll 19-7. We'll have more scores in just a moment.
Looking to make life simple and save money? Transfer your credit card balance to a Founders credit card and take advantage of our balance transfer rates as low as 2.99% APR. Plus, you'll pay no balance transfer fees. Now through September 30th. Save more and stress less with this limited time offer. Promotional rate expires 6 months from the date of the transaction. Then effective APR of 13.25% to 17.90% will apply. For more details, visit foundersfcu.com/cc. Membership qualification required.
Touchstone Energy Cooperative members save more on electricity, and members save more on insurance, groceries, healthcare, restaurants, travel, concerts, and sporting events through Co-op Connections. Touchstone Energy is an alliance of the member-owned electric cooperatives, and as a member, the power is yours. Experience the power of co-op membership with Touchstone Energy and find out how much you can save on electricity and a whole lot more at touchstoneenergy.com.
Last night around the SCRA, it was Barnwell defeating Blackville Hilda 22-6. North Augusta, big win over Thompson, Georgia, 33-7. Dixie defeated Ridge Spring Monetta 19-7. Silver Bluff 34, South Aiken 31. Wagner Sally beat Denmark Oler 34-6, and Silver Bluff a winner over South Aiken 34-31. To the PD in Grand Strand last night, Mountain View comes down from the Spartanburg-Greer area and defeats Atlantic Collegiate 35-0. Aiken 27, Ainer 7. Johnsonville defeats Chesterfield 34-20. Wilson over Conway 13-9. Darlington a 22-13 winner over Lamar. Scotland County of North Carolina and then scored with 10 seconds to go, and Scotland County upsets Dillon 36-33. East Clarendon 39, Scotts Branch nothing. King Street edges Georgetown 24-23. It was Loris 56, Green City Floyd 7, Heathwood Hall 14, Hannah Pamplico nothing. Latta 42, East Columbus of North Carolina 7, Timberland 20, Lee Central 12, Lakeview 26, Marion 13, Marlboro County 56, Lake Marion 6, Cheraw 40, McBee 7, Myrtle Beach 43, Lake City 18, South Florence 37, West Florence 8, and Carvers Bay edged Waccamaw 14-12. Scores in the Low Country, where most games were postponed and most will be played on Monday. But the games that were played, Bamberg-Earhart 42, Edisto 6, Hardyville 42, Bethune-Bowman 32, Hilton Head 59, Stall 12, Hilton Head Christian 35, Battery Creek 14, Irmo 35, Oceanside Collegiate 28, Bluffton 49, Whale Branch nothing. Postponed games, Berkeley and Ashley Ridge, Clear Dot Charter and Baptist Hill, Fort Dorchester Beaufort, Hampton County, Colleton County, Calhoun County and Cross, North Myrtle Beach and Goose Creek, Gray Collegiate at James Island, North Charleston and Military Magnet, Academic Magnet and Patrick Henry, Hanahan and Philip Simmons, Stratford and Somerville, Socastee and Wando. The Lucy Beckham and West Ashley game has been canceled. In Skeeza action last night, final scores. It was Beaufort Academy 41, Carolina Academy 28, Spartanburg Christian 27, Clarendon Hall 12, Florence Christian 36, Dillon Christian 12, Dorchester Academy 56, Andrew Jackson 14, St. Andrews 28, Hilton Head Prep 14, Holly Hill Academy 24, Cathedral Academy 16, the Pack Panthers 50, Holy Spirit Prep of Georgia 21, Jefferson Davis 52, Cross 6, Lawrence Manning 37, John Paul II nothing, Calhoun Academy 36, Northside Christian 6, Wilson Hall 42, Orangeburg Prep 14, and Porter-Gaud 48, First Baptist nothing. That'll do it for the high school football recap show. I'm Phil Kornblut reporting on the Sports Talk Media Network.
So,
hey everybody, I'm Matt from Gameday in the Carolinas.
When Estonians are speaking to you,
10 to noon, right here on
it's so
96.3 ESPN Radio.
Because they don't sound like us,
right?
You know,
nobody sounds like you.
And Tina, I love talking to Tina, and I want to hear her. I'm gonna go on the internet but we had to learn the first 14 lines of the Canterbury Tales in Miss Yolton's class, or we couldn't pass it.
I remember
in high school.
You recited it multiple times.
That every vein and swish liquor, of which vertu engendered is the fleur.
That's it. They say we're not an educational program, and yet Marty does the Canterbury Tales at least once a year.
This is the classiest show on TV right now, in my opinion.
Imagine if I went to the Jester Smoke Shop and tried to do that.
I was going to say, where else? You know what? Where else are you going to get the psychedelic Jester Smoke Shop, and then...
By that every vein and swish liquor, of which vertu engendered is the fleur. You should have heard a bunch of Appalachian Giles County rednecks. We had to stand up in front of our peers and do that.
I'm telling you, it's a new segment. Estonia or Gastonia?
Let me tell you something. When old Shakespeare wrote that deal, he did not expect there to be that many syllables.
No, he did not.
In the recreation of the Canterbury
Billy didn't know what he was doing.
To be or not to be.
We didn't even know there was a T in it. It was just the Canterbury Tales.
Yeah. Hey, David Hale, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And y'all, thanks for joining us all spring and summer. We are hitting the road next Saturday, 9 a.m., SEC Network, Marty McGee from Atlanta. ACC, SEC doubleheader. It's all coming together, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Monday. The Eagles are the defending champs, but are they my favorites to win the Super Bowl this year? It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Amber and Ian.
I think Jackson Dart is actually in a great situation if Brian Daboll's seat is not hot. If the coach feels confident in his job and in his job security, then he'll feel a lot more confident allowing Jackson Dart to sit and learn because he's got the time to do that. But if Brian Daboll doesn't have the time to do that, then we're going to see Jackson Dart maybe before we should.
Amber and Ian. Weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on Sirius XM Channel 80. Earlier on Clinton and Friends.
Are we ready with the shot clock? Dylan, in South Dakota, the shot clock is actually on. You're on the air.
In 07, Presti turns the Sonic cap space to future SGA and picks. Domino's, Rashard Lewis, Kurt Thomas, Serge Ibaka, Oladipo.
Oh, that's too bad. Dylan.
Clinton and Friends. Weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Every Saturday morning, ACC Huddle is coming to you live from the marquee matchup of the week.
In town for just one night. I'm trying to get down.
Join the Huddle team as they count down to kickoff with in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and everything you need to know about ACC football.
This guy is elite. He's going to be a valuable asset to an NFL team.
ACC Huddle, Saturdays from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern on ACC Network and streaming live on the ESPN app.
This is Freddie and Harry.
If he's not there by opening day against the Philadelphia Eagles, they're going to trade Micah Parsons. They'll trade him probably for 2 number ones, maybe a 3rd-round pick, or whatever they can get. If he's not there opening day playing football for the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys are going to do to him what happened to Khalil Mack. They're going to wind up trading him when it's all said and done, and then the Cowboy Nation will really crash out and dash out if that happens.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
From the Florence Toyota Studios, home of the Press Box with Alan Smothers, WOLH Florence, 96.3 ESPN Radio. Welcome to South Carolina's premier tailgate show, Game Day in the Carolinas, broadcasting from the spacious tailgate of the Community Broadcasters Complex on the PD's 96.3 FM, Sumter's WDXY 105.9 FM, and on Facebook Live. Join Matt and Woody on the tailgate by calling 843-407-5812. And now, your party hosts, Woody Fagan and Matt Jordan.
Oh, high school football Saturday has arrived. It is week. I'm not using that number because I hate that number. It's the week before week 1 of high school football here in the state of South Carolina. And it is Game Day in the Carolinas. I'm Matt, and extremely far to my left, about 15 minutes away, is Mr. Woody Fagan. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. I am live over at Rivals, and I'm going to tell you, I don't like it a bit. I don't have my wingman here. I mean, this is like Batman without Robin. This is Han Solo without Chewbacca. This is Starsky without Hutch. This is peanut butter without jelly. This is OJ without Al.
Oh,
well, maybe we shouldn't go that far. But
I ain't driving a white Bronco, sir.
We are live at Rivals. The store divided. It's football season, and of course, it's time to head here. You can get anything you want with a Gamecock or a Clemson Tiger logo on it. And if they don't have it, they don't make it. I mean, it's pretty much down to that. They've got huge deals right now. They've got a red line clearance sale, 50% off. The blue line clearance sale, 75% off. During football season, they've got extended hours from 9 to 7, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 8, Friday and Saturday. And the Lord has apparently been very good to Rivals, and so has the customer base. They've got a new location, Matt, opening soon in Columbia, right off Harbison at 108 Park Terrace Drive in Columbia. So come on, get your hats, your T-shirts, your koozies. They've got basketballs to throw around. They've got all types of tailgating equipment. They've got some of the prettiest clothes I've seen for men and women. Best looking clothes with the logos on them. I've already picked something out for my bride, got it behind the counter waiting for me to leave. And I'm going to tell you, it even got jewelry. So come on by Rivals, a store divided right here in Florence. You can't miss it. It is a divided painted store. It's garnet and black and orange and purple. So come on by and get your gear.
Now, I mean, if you want to be laughed at your tailgates and made fun of, then you know what? Stay home.
That's right.
But if you actually want to have people show up at your tailgate, you need to head on over to Rivals, the store divided today.
Yeah. This is where the pros shop for those guys that have it going on. And, you know, you've all been to those tailgates, and I would always pick things up from other people. I'd see what they do when I used to go all the time. And I'm like, okay, we're going to add that to our mix. That's a good idea. I'm going to try that. This is where these guys go.
Yes.
If they've got the good looking tableware, they've got the right gear. I mean, this is where you find it. This is the place to go. I mean, they've got accessories for your car. There's golf bags, golf balls, cornhole. I mean, you name it, they've got it.
Right.
So come on by the store here, especially while the sales are going on with the red line and blue line clearance sales, 50 and 75% off. Today's the day to come by, folks.
Oh, absolutely. And they've got those, you know what the cool thing is? They've got those garnet and they got those orange turtle box speakers.
Yes, they do. They've still got a couple of those coolers around here that actually are motorized.
Oh,
and you have a remote control. So you drive the cooler, it rolls along beside you.
And you know,
or ahead of you.
How many times have you nearly tripped on one of those at the beach because somebody was motorizing it through the beach, you know, right behind them and all that? And he's like, what? Yeah,
well,
I've tripped on a couple.
My biggest threat here is walking out with one of them. It's not walking or tripping over one.
Yeah.
I keep wanting one every time I see it. So, you know, y'all come on by and pick this thing up so I won't buy it.
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. Let's clean out the store today. Let's just clean out the store because I know they're going to want, well, I mean, you know what? They're going to want to get rid of all that Under Armour stuff.
Yep.
Especially,
they sure are.
Especially that Gamecock Under Armour stuff because yesterday or Thursday, they made it official. The South Carolina Gamecocks are now a Nike school. We know apparel really, you know, okay. But that means there's going to be a whole bunch of Nike stuff at Rivals, the store divided.
Well, you know, it's kind of interesting you say that because to me, that wasn't as big a news. I mean, the only thing about that whole deal that bothers me is the fact that now at the South Carolina football games, you won't hear the guy go, "We must protect this house," and all the fans will go, "Oh," you know, you're not going to have that anymore.
Yeah,
but the monetary deal was, you know, just a little bit higher than what the deal was they were getting from Under Armour. So, you know, one way or the other, I like some of the Nike designs better than maybe some of the Under Armour stuff. I thought they could have done a better job that way that they didn't do.
And now Dawn can wear her shoes without having to worry.
That's right. And then on top of that, but when you come to a store like Rivals, they've got so many different labels here with this gear. It's not just Nike stuff or the Under Armour stuff. I mean, you've got Darius Rucker has a clothing line. Did you know that?
Oh, Darius is into everything these days.
He's got a Gameday type clothing line with affiliated around the Gamecocks. It's on the racks here. I mean, there are other brands out there, brand names. Roback, I think, is a big brand name right now. They just announced a big deal with Lenora Sellers. I'm not sure if they're carrying Roback in here, but if they aren't, it's only a matter of time. You know, but there's so many other labels out there. Southern Tides, I think,
Southern Tides
has got a bunch of clothes. They've got those guys in here too. So again, it's not just Nike stuff. It's not just Under Armour stuff. It's going to be all your major brand names. Anybody that can throw a logo on one of their shirts, they're going to have it. I think there's probably some Peter Millar in here too somewhere.
Absolutely. So. But yes, so head on over to Rivals today. Let's flip to high school football before we get Coach Lorick on.
Let's.
And talk about the game because you went to – now Hartsville didn't play last night because they treated week 0 sorry. Like it was,
the way it is.
Like it's
zero.
Supposed to be week 0. You went to your alma mater last night, did you not?
Yeah, I did. I saw Carolina Academy play last night. I hadn't been out to a game in years, and it was good to see. They played Beaufort, and it was Coach I had his name right on the tip of my tongue, and now I've completely forgot it. Give me a minute, it'll come back to me. But they played a good game last night. They just ran up against a team that had a little bit bigger running back. It was harder to tackle, and you know, it's just one of those things. And I mean, it wasn't a terrible game. They scored, they were competitive, but what was cool about it was just seeing a bunch of friends that I haven't talked to in a while. Dr. Will McDaniel, he's a great dentist down in Lake City. He's got a shop, but there's a lady that's been working in the cafeteria and the what you call it, the concession stands and all that, canteens and all the sports, football, basketball, baseball. You know, she would be there for some of the tennis matches and things like that too, helping and volunteering. She had 2 kids that graduated several years ahead of me, and she is still out there. Her name is Miss Carolyn Cameron, and I saw her last night, and it has been literally 20 years since I've seen her. She still looks great. She must be a vampire or made some sort of deal with the devil, because she has not aged at all. She looks fantastic. And she looked at me, and she recognized me and gave me a wink. She said, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am. I'll give you $2 for a bottle of water. I'll give you $18 for a hug," because I had a $20 bill in my hand. And so she came out the concession booth, gave me a hug, and we got to catch up. She said, "I've been out here 53 years.
Wow. That's dedication.
53 years of voluntary service. She's been at Carolina Academy. And I just think that's outstanding.
Yes.
I mean, she would loan back in the 80s when I was going through school, they had one of those big Suburbans. It was made of, steel. Those things are huge. She'd loan that thing out to the school. We take that on field trips. If the baseball team or the cheerleaders needed it to go drive to an away game that was far off, they always lent their vehicles out with no question. Just donated money, time, sweat equity. They had it in her, she and her husband, and she is just an inspiration. And I think every school probably has a Carolyn Cameron out there. But Miss Carolyn, I don't know if you'll hear this, but I love you, and it was just good to see you.
Oh,
so yes, there's my anecdote from last night, man. I'm sorry.
That is awesome. No, that's what because all right, a lot of people know that one of my grandmothers on my mom's side was a teacher, but on my dad's side, my grandmother was a lunch lady for years. So I always have the soft spot for the lunch ladies too at the schools.
She worked full time for a auto body shop over there, doing their accounting work and the bookkeeping and all that stuff. That's what she did for real. She only came out to the school, work all the ball games, and occasionally some during lunches on her days off or doing whatever. But they're just, she and her husband, all of them are absolutely just huge supporters of the school. And again, she's out there just as energetic as she was when I walked those halls in the 1980s. And it's just amazing to me. What an inspiration. So I don't have a reason to ever feel tired or worn out, because I see her and I mean, she's still going, still a go-getter.
Absolutely. I love it. Our game last night was West and South, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's hard for me to judge a team on week 0 of week 1.
Yeah.
Outside of the region. I guess, yes, West lost a lot of players. And they got some work to do. I mean, they showed that last night. They got some work to do. Matter of fact, their first drive, they got the punt blocked. And that's what led to the first South Florence touchdown. I'm going to tell y'all right now, South Florence we've been saying it all summer. South Florence is as legit can get as far as a threat to be a state champion this year. And they proved it pretty much most of the night. I mean, obviously it's week 0, so we have to discount some hiccups. But all in all, South Florence proved who they were. I think West Florence, by middle end of the season, will finally see them come to a little bit of their potential. You could be looking at 2 good teams in Florence this year. I don't know how far South West can go, but I think South, like I said, I think South, go ahead and pencil them into Orangeburg.
Yeah, I would agree. I watched some of that game, at least the second half of it on my phone. And, I'll tell you, both the teams I thought looked pretty good. In West Florence, I mean, we knew South Florence was going to be kind of the cream of the crop this year. Coach Marlowe and those have done a fantastic job with that, and they just keep building on it. West Florence, to me, though, despite their losses, I saw a lot of positive things in there. Quarterback, I thought, played pretty well. And both sides, you saw flashes of brilliance, and then you see some things that will really kind of, okay, that was a bad decision. Even Messiah Jackson made a few bad calls and tried to do too much, I think, at times. It's going to be a long season, and the kids are going to learn. I expect, barring any injuries, I expect both these teams to have South Florence, I think, will have an exceptional season. West Florence, I think, can have a very respectable season with their first-year head coach and rebuilding a program.
But as we talk all good things, there is, I guess, what do you call it? From the light, there has to be some dark.
That's right.
And a historic program comes to an end. Hemingway has canceled their season because of low turnout. And the last time we saw that was Lincoln High School. And, Lincoln didn't exist within 2 years.
That's unacceptable.
Yes.
Completely unacceptable from a program like Hemingway.
Well, here's the thing. And I'm reading the fallout from a lot of what was going on. And I can't disagree with what I saw or what I read. And that is, you don't even know, for 2 years, we didn't even know if Hemingway would even exist right now. I mean, think about it. How many stories have we seen the last, 2, 3, maybe 4 years that they're going to consolidate all the schools in Williamsburg County?
I still think that's the plan.
Yeah, and I do too. I think they're just trying to figure out the busing at the moment. I think that's what I keep hearing is it's just a busing nightmare, and you don't want kids waking up at 4:00 in the morning just to catch a school bus. I get that. But when you see that, C.E. Murray goes away, everybody goes to Kingstree. Now you got where everybody can, what's it called? Open enrollment. These kids can go places. And you look at your school and you have one win in 3 years. Heck, how many points did they score last year? 13? And I'm talking the entire season. I think they only scored 13.
It was terrible.
Yeah. And
unacceptable.
And you're talking about a program not even a decade ago, Woody. They were winning state championships like it was nothing. And now we see the end of Hemingway. I'm with you, Woody. That, to me, what we're seeing, that is completely unacceptable, and I feel so horrible for the coach they just hired. I feel horrible for him because, I mean, you're coming on. Yes, you know that this used to be one of the premier jobs in the state, and Hemingway fell on hard times. But yes, according to Mullins's Facebook page, I'm still trying to get another verification on this. Hemingway's season, they've forfeited the entire season because they don't have the numbers to play football.
Well, what the big question is what will the high school league allow these athletes that wanted to play football at Hemingway, and since they won't have a team, where will they go? Will they allow them to go play somewhere else? Or are they just a senior athlete that wanted to play his senior year and had been playing? I mean, are they going to let him go just down the street and play in Johnsonville? Is he got to go to Kingstree?
I don't know.
But what's he going to do? Georgetown?
I would make the educated guess they'd let him go to Kingstree because, I mean, it's, as long as they have transportation, you know what I mean? Like if they can drive themselves to Kingstree, they could probably go play at Kingstree. Somebody who probably could help us with that is going to be coming up on the other side of the break. Coach Rod Lorick is going to be with us to talk everything high school football, and we'll do it after this.
This year, CRW Insurance is celebrating 100 years of serving you, our loyal clients and neighbors. Since 1925, we've proudly protected what matters most, your homes, your businesses, and your families. We're local, we're trusted, and we're here because of you. From all of us at CRW Insurance, thank you for 100 incredible years. Here's to the next 100. CRW Insurance, helping people prepare today for tomorrow's unexpected.
Hey, it's Tony Zach with Mr. Sparky. Storm season is here. Surge protectors block excess voltage that shorten the lifespan of your major appliances by up to 30%. That's like only getting to use 2/3 of the value of your appliances that you paid thousands for. We have surge protection packages to fit every budget. Call us, Mr. Sparky. We'll be right over.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Looking for a place to unwind, play, and connect? Come discover Darlington Country Club, where Southern charm meets family-friendly fun. Enjoy our 18-hole golf course, Olympic-sized swimming pool, tennis and pickleball courts, and affordable memberships that fit every lifestyle. Plan your wedding or next event. We have the ideal venue for any occasion. Relax with friends over a delicious meal in our restaurant that is open to the public. Join the club that feels like home. Darlington Country Club. Visit darlingtoncountryclub.com to learn more today.
Football season is just ahead, so time to make a trip to Rivals, the store divided, your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grills. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs. At Rivals, the store divided.
Ready to power up your drive? Florence Toyota has the deal you've been waiting for. Right now, get the 2024 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid Limited 4x4 Double Cab with a whopping $8,693 off. Or take advantage of 1.9% financing for 60 months. Built for power, designed for comfort, and ready for anything. Shop anytime at FlorenceToyota.com or stop by 2300 West Palmetto Street today. Florence Toyota. We are just better. See dealer for full details. Only at Florence Toyota.
Now that the school year is in full gear, the last thing you need to worry about is car trouble. That's where Tim's Auto Pro comes in. Their skilled certified technicians offer complete preventative maintenance and full automotive repair on most makes and models, including imports at reasonable rate. Have that AC service. Replace those worn out tires. Have that front end aligned. Service the tire pressure monitoring system or schedule a multi-point safety inspection. Family owned and operated, Tim's Auto Pro, 2685 Peach Orchard Road in Dazzell or online at timsautopro.com.
Hey everyone, this is Kendria, family nurse practitioner at Practical Purpose Solutions, where we help our clients reset to refocus. If you're looking to look better or even feel better, we are encouraging you to book our weight loss management services, which includes GLP-1, supplements, fat burners, and even detoxes and more. So if you're ready to have a change in your life and feel better and look better, book today at practicalpurposesolutions.com, or you're welcome to call 843-799-2210.
Hello, everybody. This is Donnie Daniel with Daniel Wealth Management. Who is Daniel Wealth Management? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about us. At Daniel Wealth Management, we care and listen. We strive to protect, manage, and grow your future vision of life. We do this with character, integrity, and confidence as we seek to earn your trust and celebrate life's journeys together.
Securities and investment and advisory services offered through Osaic Wealth Incorporated. Member FINRA SIPC. Osaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth.
They're like Elon Musk. Well, they're human. Game day in the Carolinas.
It is Game Day in the Carolinas. I'm Matt. He's Woody. 843-407-5812. And before we get to Coach Lorick, Woody, you said you had some correction?
Yeah, just because he's an old friend of mine, but my mind went blank when I was talking about the head coaches at Carolina Academy. It's Coach David Rankin. I've known him back since, I played ball against him when he was coaching, I think, at W.W. King back in the day. So I want to make sure that Coach Rankin, if he hears that it's not, I wasn't throwing any shade at him because I just dropped his name. And I got to thank my buddy over at Chick-fil-A, Mark Drummond. He sent me a text and reminded me of who he was. So y'all go buy a Chick-fil-A sandwich from Mark today. It's not like I'm asking you to do anything horrible, but on to the more important matters.
Yes.
Our next segment involves a man that really doesn't need an introduction. But if you're going to give him an introduction, it's going to sound something like this. He is the king of cool, the sultan of smooth. He's the savvy savant. When Tom Brady needs advice, he calls this man, and that is Coach Rod Lorick. Welcome, Coach.
Gentlemen, good morning. Love the introduction. It gets better every week, guys. I don't know how y'all do it. So, hey, good morning. Good morning. High school football is here, gentlemen. Could not be a better time of the year. So, always enjoy coming on with you, gentlemen, and getting your perspective and listening to all the feedback. And so far, so good. Another great show, another great start. And Matt, I was listening to that segment right before break, and of course, we were talking about Hemingway, and both of y'all know that is a very just sad situation. We don't want any of our high schools ever to be in that situation, but when you simply just do not have the turnout and cannot fill the team adequately, it's just you do have some safety issues. So therefore, their AD or principal got together and saw fit that they do just put the season on hold. But but it raises a bigger question. What y'all were alluding to it. What do you do with those seniors? I don't know. I really do not know. I'm sure that will be addressed by the high school league probably this week. They're going to have to jump on that and try to make a very clear and concise decision on that. But guys, that's a great question, and I know if I was a parent and my little one was a senior, I would be kind of upset. I'm just going to be honest. So, but again, I don't have an answer for that, and I wish I did. I wish I had a good ruling on that, but I do not. So we, only time will tell, and that may be something next week we can even discuss further. So,
and that really is the dark side of. Oh, sorry, Woody, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but
no,
that to me is the dark side of open enrollment. To me, there's not a lot of positives to it to begin with, but a lot of these kids, I know, we're talking about the seniors, but if you're old enough to drive and you got a car, you probably went to Kingstree or Johnsonville, wherever you wanted to go, I guess, because I think that's the rule now. As long as you got your own transportation and you can feasibly do it, you can go to wherever you want to go, basically.
That is correct, and again, unfortunately, our smaller counties, a lot of times, guys, they're starting to put those smaller municipalities together, in one big county school, and that may be something that Williamsburg County may have to look at. They may have to really consider that and start putting some of those smaller schools together. And it's happened before throughout South Carolina, and it's going to happen again. But that is just a reality of education in South Carolina. Sometimes is some of these smaller schools and rural counties, they kind of get lost. And but that will be something, again, that the Department of Education will have to take a look at. And, of course, the South Carolina Athletic High School League will have to address these seniors for this football season.
Yeah. But let's go from the sad to the happy, because we did get games, of course, except in Charleston County, going on over last night. Who did you go to? Who did you see last night?
I went to Carver's Bay versus Waccamaw right here in Pawleys Island. Both very good programs for their classification. And I'm going to tell you, Carver's Bay, Waccamaw, very nice stadium, very nice setup to be in the 3A ranks, and was a wonderful host, and went over there, and I wanted to really take a look at Zion Giles. He is pretty much the number one offensive lineman in the state of South Carolina. He is also a Gamecock commit right there from Carver's Bay. And so I went over there, was watching Zion, spoke to the coaching staff, and of course Matthew Richard over there at Carver's Bay just does an outstanding job. And what a game, guys! What a game! Back and forth. Carver's Bay did come away with a tight victory in the end, 16-14 over Waccamaw. again, just a great atmosphere. No rain. Woody, can you believe that? No rain for once. So
no, I
beautiful
can't.
skies. And a great game. So, like I said, I just want to thank Walkamo for having me, and of course Carver's Bay for having me over there last night. And I wanted to stay local because I'm getting ready to hit the road next week and get out there. And like I said, football season is back. And I'll tell you what, let's do this real quick. Let's go ahead and jump into each week because we have 10 regular season weeks ahead, gentlemen. I know Matt does not like to say week 0. I understand that. I have a hard time with that too. But so we have 10 regular season weeks ahead of us, and I want to kind of each week want to kind of go down a top 10 poll. As of right now, that's what I call it. As of right now, a top 10 poll throughout the state, and of course we're going to have some of our teams in the area on there, or we may not, but it's good for our listeners to kind of hear who is truly our power in South Carolina this year, and of course this is going to change each and every week. So let's jump into the right now. As of right now, South Carolina high school football top 10 poll. Guys, coming in at number 1 is Northwestern out of Rock Hill. I have told y'all all summer about their speed and their athleticism. Well, they went into Spartanburg, who also is a very good team, and they put it on the Spartanburg Vikings, guys. And that's hard when you go into one of your opponents, tough territory like that. And Northwestern came away with a huge win. So as of right now, Northwestern is our number 1 team in the state of South Carolina. Coming in at number 2, of course, is the Dutch Fork Silver Foxes. They'll get started next week, and look for big things out of Dutch Fork again. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Gaffney in the upstate. The Gaffney Indians went into North Carolina and had a tough game, just a hard-fought game against Independence, which is a powerhouse in North Carolina. Lost a close one, but Gaffney's going to be okay, guys. They're going to bounce back, and they'll be just fine. Coming in at number 4, we talked about Spartanburg. Like I said, Northwestern went in there last night and did some damage, but again, Spartanburg will bounce back. They're going to be very resilient this year and should have a great year. Coming in at number 5 is going to be Irmo right there in Columbia. Took on a tough Oceanside collegiate team down in Mount Pleasant. Oceanside has been making noise for many years now, and Irmo went in there and got the win last night, a tough win. So congratulations to Irmo. At number 6 is South Point out of Rock Hill. Also a very tough battle last night against Huff, North Carolina, in the kickoff classic up there at the Bank of America Stadium. Lost a close one to them. But, folks, South Point, they will bounce back. And, again, just a ton of athletes, a ton of speed. Coming in at number 7, whose game got delayed, Summerville. They're going to kick off Monday and get that game in against their crosstown rival, Stratford. Look for big things out of Summerville. Of course, they've got just several athletes, and Summerville is going to go as their quarterbacks go. They got 2 good this year. I'm not sure how Coach Rafferty is going to platoon them, but, again, Summerville will go as their 2 quarterbacks will go. Coming in at number 8, big win in their brand-new stadium. Burns in the upstate, up there in Greer. Big win last night for Burns, so glad to see them back in the top 10. Coming in at number 9, our local hometown team, the South Florence Bruins. Big win last night against West Florence. And I tell you, we'll talk a little more about that. They really put on a very good game, just very dominant up front. That offensive line, I've been giving them praise all summer. They looked really good last night, and they were just able to command that game completely. And rounding out number 10 of this week's, as of right now, top 10 poll in South Carolina is White Knoll down there in Lexington. I look for big things out of White Knoll. So, guys, any thoughts and concerns about the, as of right now, top 10 poll?
No, I can confirm South Florence last night. Again, a couple of week 0 hiccups. We obviously expect that. But, I mean, all in all, they, when they took the initiative on that first drive, as a matter of fact, blocking the punt and bringing it down, my first thought was, oh gosh, here we go. We're getting out early tonight.
The only thing I was going to ask though is nice kind of, I guess, to hear Burns is back in the mix a little bit. Are we sure? Yeah. Are we confident Burns is back? Can we say that effectively? Or
yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Woody. Hey, Burns is back. They opened up that brand new, beautiful stadium up there in the upstate, and they're back. You know, I was a little concerned about them and what they were going to do, but they beat a very good TL Hanna team out of Anderson last night. So yes, sir. They are back, and like you said, you know, we were so used to seeing them in the 2010s. Now, I know that sounds funny to our listeners, but in the 2010s, you know, everything went through Burns. Well, guys, they're back. I'm not saying they're quite maybe that level yet, but they are back by them beating TL Hanna, again, a very tough team at Anderson. That's good. That's good. Burns is definitely going in the right direction, and I'm glad to see it. You know, again, South Carolina, you know, we are known for certain teams, certain programs that just constantly stay at the top. And you know, Burns was one of them for so many years, and again, I'm glad to see them back. So, all right, let's jump into some local score. Let's get into some local scoreboards, if you don't mind. And of course, we always try to you know, talk about our hometown flavor teams, and you know, we always want to give them as much love as we can. So let's kick it off last night, of course, with Matt's game of the week. South Florence 37, West Florence 6, and again, South Florence, man, just what a great performance. And gentlemen, I told y'all their offense. I was not concerned about their offense. I've been watching them all spring and summer, and I knew their offense was you know, pretty loaded. I knew they were going to be okay there. And again, like I said, that big offensive line they got, returning a lot of starters, they did a tremendous job. But their defense was going to be my concern. And like Matt said, their defense came to play last night. They came to play from the very start, and that was refreshing to see that their defense is coming on. So what that tells me is, as the season goes on, their defense, barring any injuries, they're going to just continue to get better, and that is a great sign for South Florence. Here locally, down at the coast, we have Loris 56, Green Sea Floyd 7. No big surprise there. You know, again, Loris is going to be a 3A power this year. Again, barring any injury, should make a deep run in the playoffs. Green Sea Floyd, they are trying to get back on track. Brand new coach, a lot of new facilities down there, and they're going to be fine. It's just going to take a little bit of time. They're going to be fine. Next, Matt alluded to most of the Charleston County schools, gentlemen, have been delayed either today or until Monday because of the flooding and heavy raining. And of course, we want to send our prayers and thoughts out to Charleston County. Just a lot of flooding going on down there. Unfortunately, more rain coming in this weekend. And also, guys, real quick on another note, we want to send our prayers out to the University of South Carolina. Their defensive line coach, Travion Robinson, got into a bad car wreck yesterday. Seems to be doing stable up there at Prisma in Columbia, so we want to continue to send our thoughts and prayers to Coach Robinson. Travion was just a phenomenal player during his day under Coach Spurrier, and he came back to help Coach Beamer coach that team, and so we want to wish him and his family the best. And all right, let's jump back into the scoreboard. Locally, Wilson 13 over Conway 9. Another very good game. And gentlemen, while I was driving to my game that I chose to go, Carver's Bay and Waccamaw, I was listening to Conway Wilson, and it was back and forth. Seemed to be a lot of mistakes on both sides, and it just kept the game very close at times, but Wilson was able to come away with the win, and of course, congratulations to Brian Wilson over there at the Wilson Tigers. Also locally, Sumter 41, Lakewood 13. No big surprise there. Again, Sumter, you know, we knew they were going to be good. We knew they always just simply try to reload down there in Sumter. So it'll be more interesting once they get deeper into their region. But congrats to the Sumter Gamecocks. Here at the coast, Myrtle Beach 43 over Lake City 15. Kind of surprised. You know, Myrtle Beach, I watched them in the Jamboree last week. kind of very vanilla. They just kind of didn't show a lot, but they came out against Lake City, had a very good game. So congratulations to the Seahawks, and it's glad to see them back up there too, Woody. I know few years they've kind of been down, but normally, man, Myrtle Beach has always been one of those more powerful teams, and glad to see them back. Locally, Darlington 22, Lamar 13. Good win right there by Jamie Johnson. And, of course, once Coach Johnson and Darlington get into region play, we'll kind of know a little more about them. No shock here. Scotland County out of North Carolina. We got to see them last week at the Dillon Jamboree. Scotland County 36, Dillon 33. That might have been a very exciting game to watch last night, but that just shows you how good North Carolina, the state of North Carolina, is this year. I've been able to see some of the early recruits coming out of North Carolina, and I think I even alluded to that at one of our earlier shows that, man, North Carolina is just very good right now throughout the state. And, of course, statewide, let's go to some of our big powers. We talked about Northwestern 32 over Spartanburg 7. And, of course, in the Bank of America Classic, Huff, North Carolina over South Point 14-10. And last but not least, another great matchup in the upstate, Independence, North Carolina 27 over Gaffney 21. So, gentlemen, tell me your thoughts on some of these local scores and local teams.
I'd legitimately hope this is a bright spot for Wilson. I would love to see Wilson, fully back and a threat in what is a just extremely difficult region. I mean, we call that region, 6-4A. We call that region the SEC of South Carolina high school football for a reason, because
that's right.
You got Hartsville, you got South, you got Darlington. I think those are going to be fighting. Maybe Hartsville and Darlington will be fighting for 2 and 3. But I have a feeling Wilson's going to be a lot better than what a lot of people expect, and I hope this is the start of something new.
Well, one of the scores that it wasn't covered that I did see on the thing that you didn't talk about, Crestwood over Manning. Crestwood beat Manning last night 48-14. And I thought Manning was supposed to have a really good team this year, and they probably still do. But just kind of surprised by that score, because Crestwood, they must have a little bit more than what we think to be able to put that many points on a Reggie Kennedy team that I know is pretty good. Manning always competes well. So that's kind of got me scratching my head a little.
Yeah, boy.
I'm done. I'm done with that.
Yeah, Manning always, normally Manning has a good team, and of course they're going to be coached well. We know that. Coach Reggie Kennedy does a phenomenal job down there, and that was kind of a shocker. Like you said, Crestwood, I didn't hear a lot out of Crestwood, and I know Lakewood is unfortunately having some issues as well. They're not quite in Hemingway's boat, but they're very close, guys. They're very close, and they just had a mass exodus right before the season, and just several transfers, and we can get into that at a later date. But I knew Lakewood was going to be a little bit down, unfortunately. But Woody, great point. Crestwood, I'm like you. I did not quite see that, and again, we know that's Sumter County, and we know that. Again, there's going to be a lot of athletes and a lot of speed. We talk about certain pockets and certain regions of South Carolina that just continue to have success. So that's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on Crestwood. And like you said, who knows? That region, Region 5 4A, as Matt was talking about, they are loaded from top to bottom, it seems like. So ought to be a very interesting year to watch them kind of battle for that number one spot, and it's going to be interesting to kind of see who's going to come out of that. So, all right, gentlemen, if you don't mind, let's look at some upcoming games. This is always fun. We get to kind of take a look at some upcoming games for this Friday, 8/29. And, of course, South Florence, we talked about them, just had a tremendous night last night. Big win against a crosstown rival. Well, guess what, guys? It does not get any easier. They're going to be going on the road to face the Somerville Green Wave. And if you have never been to that stadium, hold on, guys. Hold your hats, because that stadium, it is just very intimidating. I just cannot explain it. And when I talk about Somerville and the mystique of Somerville and that stadium and their brand new light show, it is just that is a tough place to play. So we're going to know a lot. Come the morning of 8:30, we're going to know a lot about South Florence. We really are, because again, Somerville, they're going to get through Stratford. I'm going to go ahead and say that they're going to get through Stratford on Monday. They'll be fine, but it's going to be a short week. How do they prepare for South Florence? And again, should just be a phenomenal game. That is where I will be going this Friday. I'll be heading down to Somerville to catch that game, and of course, my game of the week, in my opinion, and of course, we're going to have our dear friend Woody on the call, is Hartsville at Carolina Forest. That's going to be my game of the week. Woody, that's going to be a good one, bud. And again, I cannot wish you the best on that. And Carolina Forest, very nice facility, very nice stadium. I hope they roll out the red carpet for you, and should be a good one, Woody. What's your thoughts on that one?
Well, I think it's going to all come down to a young, unproven defense for Hartsville. They've got questions on the secondary. We all know that they've got a running back at Carolina Forest, and his name escapes me. He's number 28, I believe. He's got
Darren Fox. Yes, sir.
Yes, one of his top prospects. I saw him break away with one last week at the Jamboree when we were out there, and the kid's got some wheels. So they give him any daylight, he's going to find it. And that's the only thing that worries me is there's front four or so for the Hartsville Red Foxes have got to penetrate. They got to stay in the quarterback's face, who's got a decent arm, and they got to bottle up that running back. Don't let him get outside, because they've got a young secondary at Hartsville. So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
And Woody, they do return a very established quarterback in Cameron Long, also another great young man. He's been there in the system, knows that system well, but Woody, you are dead on it. That running back, I tell everybody, if you can't stop Jaron Fox, it might be a long night for you.
Yeah, and Hartsville's got their share of horses too. They've got returning running back that was young. He was a junior this year. He's lights out fast. Got quickness, speed. He can catch the ball well. And then you've got a sophomore that's just above 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. Ford Wallace is the starting quarterback for Hartsville. This kid's got a lot of potential, a lot of upside to him. He stepped in last year in the first round of the state playoffs and led the team when their quarterback was out. Led the team. I mean, had a fantastic night, and just called up. He hadn't seen much time at all season, but yet to come up in a state game as a freshman and play like he played, there's a lot of upside to this young man. So it'll be fun to watch. I'm with you. It's kind of a coin toss for me as far as who I think could win. But I always kind of side, as much as I hate to say it, I always kind of side with the home team. So we'll see. You ain't got much choice, when you're going down there.
That's right. Well, again, like I said, Woody, we want to wish you nothing but the best. And again, that's going to be, in my opinion, the game of the week. Of course, Hartsville at Carolina Forest. Also, we've got Loris traveling to Conway. Again, I've talked about Loris all football season. Just a phenomenal offense. That offense is just simply a juggernaut. I think they're going to be a little too much for Conway, but you never know. That's why you play the games, and when you play at Conway, again, that's a very tough environment. So we wish the Tigers the best. Myrtle Beach is going to be traveling to West Florence. It's going to be another tough test for Chad Wilkes and his team at Myrtle Beach. Like I said, Myrtle Beach kind of surprised me last night. I figured they probably would beat Lake City, but not as handily as they did. So I'm very surprised because, again, Woody and I got to watch them in the Jamboree, did not show a lot, and that may have been by design, but they came on last night against Lake City, so West Florence has another tough test.
And I should point out that is the ESPN Radio 96.3 Game of the Week. right there.
There you go. Thank you, man. I was going to say, I know we're all going in several different directions, so that is awesome. And of course, both of y'all continue to plug away, and let's make sure that that our audience knows which game to go to and which team to support. So White Knoll is going to be traveling to Sumter. Very good game right there. White Knoll again. Not quite tested yet. They're going to be going down, taking on a Sumter, who, of course, kind of ran over Lakewood. So that'll be a good game for both teams right there in that 5A division. Wilson will be traveling to Gilbert right there in Lexington County, my good old stomping grounds. And, Gilbert had a tough loss yesterday. They had to come back, and their game got suspended on Friday due to weather. They came back yesterday and lost a tough one to 5A Lexington. Lexington is much bigger than Gilbert, so I wasn't quite sure if Gilbert could get over the hump or not. But that'll be a good test for Brian Wilson's team traveling down to Gilbert. Again, a very good stadium, a very good environment. So ought to be a great game down there. And of course, Darlington, Jamie Johnson, he's going to be traveling to North Myrtle Beach. Darlington ought to be able to take that, barring any penalties and anything, unforeseen. Darlington ought to be able to go into North Myrtle Beach. Again, brand new staff down there, guys. We don't ever want to downplay anybody, but a brand new staff. We just try to be real with our listeners. And North Myrtle Beach, they're going to get it going. It's just going to take a little bit of time, but Darlington ought to be able to go down there and kind of get a win. And man, I tell you, starting the season 2-0 as a coach, when you wake up Saturday morning, boy, you really feel good. And then let's go statewide real quick so we know some of our power. Spartanburg's going to be traveling to Dutch Fork. Of course, Spartanburg, we talked about taking it on the chin last night to Northwestern. They've got to go to Irmo and take on the mighty Dutch Fork. So Spartanburg's schedule does not get any easier. J.L. Mann's going to be traveling to Gaffney. Gaffney should bounce back with that. Again, Gaffney, in my opinion, probably has the best quarterback in the state. Javon Gilmore, Arkansas commit. And, I've worked with Javon all summer. Just a fabulous young man, 6'5", 200-pound quarterback. Can do a little bit of everything. So I think Gaffney bounces back. And then Ridgeview, their schedule just got tougher. They travel to Northwestern up there in Rock Hill. So Ridgeview, a very good team, very consistent team. But again, right now, I just think Northwestern is clicking on all cylinders. And of course, until they get beat, we'll just have to see. So that's a look at some of our upcoming games. I always want to tell our listeners and audience, please get out and support these young men. It's not always about the school. It's not always about the coaches. It's about these young people. Get out, pick an area, and support these young people. That's what it's about, and look, and what better environment can you go to for $6, $7, $8 on a Friday night? Ain't that right, guys?
Oh, absolutely.
I totally agree. The hot dogs taste much better at the stadium. So I love going for that reason.
You got that right. So I always say, get out and support these young men. Again, regardless of, I hear people, and I hate to even bring this up, but I hear people say, well, Coach, I don't like this school, or I don't like this coach. You know what? That's not what it's about. It's about those young people. Get out there and support them. And again, last night, I'm telling you guys, that's so funny that Matt asked me, where I went, because I'm telling you, I was sitting out there at one point just looking up at the sky. They had taken a timeout to get a water break, and I'm just looking up at the sky like, this is the greatest thing on earth. I'm out here on Friday night watching high school football. I mean, the weather could not have been any better. So, again, just a tremendous environment. So I always want to encourage our listeners, to get out there and, again, support those young people. Put all your differences aside and support those young people. So, all right, gentlemen, I tell you what, I know we got a break coming up soon. Yep. I just quickly want to go through these regions, not to really discuss them, but just to kind of let people know where each team is at, and then we can take I know we're coming up against that hard break if you don't mind. So, guys, Region 6, 5A, that consists of Carolina Forest, Conway, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, Socastee, and St. James this year. Of course, the realignment will happen next year, so next year we'll be talking about a whole new region and different teams. Region 5, 3A, we have Loris, Aner, Dillon, Georgetown, Marlboro County, and Waccamaw. Very tough region. And then this is what Matt was talking about earlier, guys. Region 5, 4A, South Florence, Hartsville, Darlington, Wilson, Lower Richland, Crestwood, and Lakewood. That is going to be the region to watch, a very interesting region. And then rounding out our regions here locally, gentlemen, Region 5, 5A, Sumter, West Florence, Spring Valley, Westwood, Ridgeview, Lugoff, Elgin, and Blythewood. So, guys, that is a look at our South Carolina high school football breakdown this week. And as always, gentlemen, I thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We thank you, Coach. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Matt.
No, I was going to say, just a big thank you, Coach. We always appreciate you coming on and helping us break down high school football.
Yes, sir. So, and Woody, keep an eye out for some of those coolers at Rivals, if you don't mind.
I'm going to drive one of them home one of these days. You just wait.
They are street legal, aren't they?
Yeah, I think
right.
so.
There you go. Listen, I love that store. That's funny. You're on location there, and normally when I come through Florence, I stop at Rivals. Even though I've been in there 1,000 times, I just love it. It's one of those stores that I definitely support and I get behind, and I hope our listeners get out there and get to see you today, Woody.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate that's a perfect segue for me to get us into break by telling everybody about the sales right now at Rivals. They've got a red line clearance is 50% off. Blue line clearance is 75% off. They've got extended hours for football season now from 9 to 7, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 8, Friday and Saturday. They've got a new location too, Coach, coming at 108 Park Terrace Drive in Columbia, right off Harbison. So they've been really good. They've got anything you want with a Gamecock or a Clemson logo on it. I'm telling you, if you can't find it in here, they obviously don't make it because they have got everything you can think of. Come on out and enjoy the specials. Pick up some merchandise before the season starts.
Absolutely. All right. Coach Rod Lork, big thank you to you. And we're going to come back, talk everything that is college football on the other side. Stay close.
And here's the snap. Freeze your tires rolling down the field.
For over 51 years, our family-owned team and South Carolina leading Goodyear dealer has been keeping Sumter on the road with the right tires for every make, model, and budget. Backed by nationwide warranty. From tires to brakes, alignments, and oil changes, they've got all your preventative maintenance covered. Remember, if it rolls, Brazier can fix it. No matter what colors you wear, you're part of the winning tradition. Drive in for your next set today. Brazier Tire, 310 East Liberty Street in Sumter.
In the heart of South Carolina, where the spirit of celebration thrives, there's a place unlike any other. Mickey Finn's your one-stop party destination with 3 locations, Cashua Drive, Pamplico Highway, and their huge beverage warehouse on Dr. Johnny Bruce Road next to Buc-ee's. Step into a world of endless possibilities, where the shelves are filled with the largest selection of beer, wine, and liquor, each bottle carrying its own story of flavor and enjoyment. Sign up today for Mickey Finn's customer rewards. Mickey Finn says, we drink all we can and sell the rest.
Nothing says tradition like your hometown Piggly Wiggly. Take it from the pig. When it comes to value and freshness, you can't beat Piggly Wiggly. They've been bringing home the bacon for millions of American families for over 100 years. Today, they're one of the best known and best loved brands in America. Stop by your local Piggly Wiggly today and take home the freshest meats, vegetables, and produce, along with great deals on all your favorite brands. Each week, the pig features new specials, perfect for your tailgating parties and family mealtime.
Your new Chevrolet from Jones Chevrolet comes with our exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Now that's peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet offers their extraordinary 20-year, 200,000-mile powertrain warranty on your new Chevrolet at no cost to you. Plus, at Jones Chevrolet, you won't pay a dealer fee, saving you even more. See us online at joneschevy.com or hurry into Jones Chevrolet in Sumter. More car, less money, guaranteed. Dismiss commercial Corvettes and Civic Rush Camaros do not apply. Non-transferable. See dealer for details.
75 years, one reputation, too tough to tame. The Lady in Black doesn't care who you are, rookie or vet, Playoffs favorite, the long shot. 75 years of scraped walls, battle scars, and history made the hard way. This Labor Day weekend, be there to write the next chapter of the Cookout Southern 500. NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Darlington Raceway, August 30th and 31st. Get your tickets now at darlingtonraceway.com.
Family vacation time, and you're all set to go.
John, ready? I talked to the neighbors about picking up our mail. The Avery son will water the grass. The car had the oil changed and tire pressure checked. The thermostat is slightly higher. Everything is packed, and the kids and our luggage are now waiting in the car. Ready?
But what about CarolinaThieves.com? What deals will we be missing this Friday at 10 a.m.?
Kids, out of the car.
Don't worry, week after week, there will be plenty of great deals available. So feel free to take that family vacation. Log on to CarolinaSaves.com.
This summer, dive into hassle-free pool care with Carolina Pool Pro. Serving Florence and Darlington County, they handle it all. Weekly cleanings, maintenance repairs, liner replacements, and leak detection. And they're hiring. If you're motivated, eager to learn, and have a valid SC driver's license, join their team as a swimming pool tech. Experience is a plus, but they'll train the right person. Call or text Jimmy today at 843-857-9773. Carolina Pool Pro, your pool's best friend.
Hello, everybody. This is Donnie Daniel with Daniel Wealth Management. Who is Daniel Wealth Management? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about us. At Daniel Wealth Management, we care and listen. We strive to protect, manage, and grow your future vision of life. We do this with character, integrity, and confidence as we seek to earn your trust and celebrate life's journeys together.
Securities and investment and advisory services offered through Osaic Wealth Incorporated. Member FINRA SIPC. Osaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth.
This year, CRW Insurance is celebrating 100 years of serving you, our loyal clients and neighbors. Since 1925, we've proudly protected what matters most: your homes, your businesses, and your families. We're local, we're trusted, and we're here because of you. From all of us at CRW Insurance, thank you for 100 incredible years. Here's to the next 100. CRW Insurance, helping people prepare today for tomorrow's unexpected.
Now that the school year is in full gear, the last thing you need to worry about is car trouble. That's where Tim's Auto Pro comes in. Their skilled certified technicians offer complete preventative maintenance and full automotive repair on most makes and models, including imports at reasonable rate. Have that AC service. Replace those worn out tires. Have that front end aligned. Service the tire pressure monitoring system, or schedule a multi-point safety inspection. Family owned and operated, Tim's Auto Pro, 2685 Peach Orchard Road in Dazzell, or online at timsautopro.com.
Hey, this is Kendria Robinson, family nurse practitioner at Practical Purpose Solutions. If you are dealing with brain fog, fatigue, lack of energy, not feeling productive at work due to that, or you're having any type of gut health problems, or you're even having a severe cold, book your IV hydration therapy service with Practical Purpose Solutions at practicalpurposesolutions.com, or you can call 843-799-2210. We look forward to serving you. You have the problem and we have the solution.
I'm here with Coach Carter, who just won a game against their biggest rivals. Tell us how you're feeling, Coach.
I'm feeling great. This was a huge win for us tonight, and we couldn't have done it without every single member of the team. It's kind of like FTC's roster of services. Now there's a winning lineup. From internet and wireless to phone, security, and TV, these team players all play a critical role in making FTC your all-in-one technology company.
Now that sounds like a winning combination.
Get in the game with FTC, your all-in-one technology company. Stop by a local FTC store or visit ftc.net.
Football season is just ahead, so time to make a trip to Rivals, the store divided. Your go-to place for all things Clemson or Carolina. Get all your fall fashions at Rivals. It's wall-to-wall with the latest Clemson or Carolina gear, including dresses, shirts, shorts, shoes, and hats. And while you're there, gear up for your tailgating parties too, including tents, tables, chairs, coolers, and grills. Plus, check out their fan cave section. It's full of metal and wooden signs. At Rivals, the store divided.
It's a Labor Day NASCAR weekend in Darlington, with updates coming to you from the track too tough to tame, the Darlington Raceway. Brought to you by Pig Creek Feed and Garden, Ashley Furniture of Sumter, Galloway Auto Glass, CarQuest of Sumter, Southside Outdoors, Done Right Automotive, and Trinity Auto Glass. Listen for race updates all weekend on 96.3 ESPN Radio.
Trust DPM Property Maintenance for professional landscape design and installs on new and existing properties.
commercial, and residential. From irrigation system installs and upgrades to stunning outdoor lighting and audio, DPM prioritizes quality over quantity. They never rush through a job, making sure it's done right the first time, every time. Call Tyler Davison today at 843-617-2038 for your free estimate. Find them on Facebook at Davison Property Maintenance, LLC. DPM Davison Property Maintenance, bringing your vision to life with trust and quality.
WOLH Florence and WDXY Sumter. It's game day in the Carolinas.
Game day in the Carolinas. Matt and Woody with you here. And again, a big thank you to Coach Lork for coming on in the first hour, talking some high school football. But we move over to the collegiate level. Of course, one game today as part of what I call the double week one. That's what I'm going to call this. Because, I mean, there's really only
double week one.
Double week one, double McGum, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but Farmageddon is today, believe it or not. K-State and Iowa State, they'll be playing over in the Green Isles. There.
Yes.
Little Irish football.
Homeland.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is a noon kickoff today on the ESPN. But moving over to the SEC real quick, I got to get your thoughts on this. They're going 9 games in the SEC. Now, I know this is more about ESPN throwing them more money, but I want to look at it from this angle real quick before I get your full thoughts on this. Tony Petitti made his comments that we're not moving off of the 4-4-2-2-1 until the SEC goes to 9 games. Does it make the SEC kind of look weak? They're doing this after Tony Petitti kind of had his little temper tantrum?
No, I don't think so. You could say what you want and stomp your feet and point to the last national champion and what conference they came from or whatever. But still, right now, for me, the best brand of college football comes out of the SEC. You got a lot of different markets, a lot of different big names. That's a conference that can go in any direction any year, and you've got 3, if not maybe sometimes 4 teams that could all qualify for a national championship. They could legitimately make a claim to get there. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean by claiming a national title, saying, yeah, we won the 1910 like another school in the SEC that we know. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a minute. But no, I don't think it makes them look weak. I don't think it does anything. I think it actually makes sense. It's something that probably should have been done. And I don't know what Kurt Cignetti's going to have to do now, considering his schedule. He's boasting that he was doing an SEC brand of schedule. And I think he's got Sacramento State on that schedule. But that's another aside.
Yeah, that's why you pay off Virginia, right? So you can go play Kennesaw State.
Kennesaw State, Sacred Heart, Sacramento State, all those schools. But the only thing I don't like about this is you're going to probably get 3 permanents on your schedule out of that, and I don't want that. I don't want to be stuck with Missouri, A&M, and Kentucky or Vanderbilt every year. I'd like to see a rotational flow come through, and if it lines up one season that you've got Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and whatever South Carolina playing, fine.
Yeah.
So be it. But I want to have that variety. I don't like getting stuck. And just take it a step further. The conversations, again, off the air sometimes are better than the ones that are on it.
Yeah.
If you're going to rotate teams through on your schedule, say you've got what? That leaves them with 3 optional teams possibly to roll through?
Yeah, 3 open spots.
3 open. Here's my suggestion for the open weekend spots in the SEC. Week 1 is open. We're going to have the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Week 2 that's open. We're going to have the SEC ACC Challenge.
Yeah.
Week 3 that's open. We're going to have the SEC Big 10 Challenge. And then we'll roll into national playoffs and bowls and all that stuff. You want to lay a claim. You want to say it just means more, and plant your flag and go ahead and make your statement.
Yeah.
And the only way to shut the people up is to challenge them and meet them on the field of play.
Yes.
And I say do it.
And this will start giving us that flavor of the whatever they're going to call it, the Super League, this, that, and the other, Pressure, Luck, League of Fortune and Fame. Because I got a feeling that's what's going to be if you were to divide the country into 4 quadrants, however you want to do it. I think that's what you're going to see with a Super League is instead of anybody who's not invited, you cannot play them anymore, but you're going to see kind of like you can make it kind of like an NFL type schedule if you really wanted to. Now, I get that teams like South Carolina, Florida, well, not really Florida, but South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, your ACC team's kind of already taken because it's taken with your rivalry.
Yeah, so then South Carolina already meets one of those requirements.
Yes.
So pick them out a Big 10 and a Big 12 team and throw that on the schedule and let them roll.
What I would do is I would do it the way the NFL does, where you play everybody, and this is true. This is part of the NFL schedule. For those of you who don't know, you will play everybody that finished in the same position you did in every other division. It's true. If the Panthers and the Rams finish in the same position in their respective divisions, they'll play each other the next year. I mean, that's part of the NFL schedule. And as Kurt Signetti would say, Google it. I think that's the best way to go, and you get some great matchups that way. Because let's be honest, another thing Colin Cowherd is right about, and this is something we don't want to admit that he's right about, but he's right about it.
I don't like him.
I know, but I have to admit, we don't care who sells more between Lincoln Logs and Tinker Toys. It's all about Xbox and PlayStation, right? So we're talking about the best teams in each conference would play each other every year. So you would get like an Alabama, Ohio State every year. You'd get a Texas and Arizona State. Okay, that might not be a good example, but you get my point. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish your statement.
No, I was going to say everybody we end up with so many marquee matchups by this, and the fans would win because it is exactly what we want. We don't want Alabama playing freaking Charleston Southern. We just don't.
No, exactly. You would think ESPN and those would want it too, because man, you can really sell that one lights out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I picked up a schedule, and I'm not picking on this particular team. I just opened one. I opened Ole Miss's schedule. So they've got 8 SEC conference teams right now they're playing. You add one more, that's 9. That leaves them 3. Here's the games you would be replacing with a matchup. Georgia State you would drop. You would drop Tulane. You drop Washington State. And then they've got the Citadel.
Why is an SEC team playing the Citadel?
I agreed. I don't know why South Carolina would play them either. We'll look at Bama. And Bama usually plays a tougher opponent or two here or there, but then they've got UL Monroe. Now they're playing Wisconsin this year. Big Ten settled. They've already got that one. But you'd wind up dropping Louisiana Monroe, Eastern Illinois. And that's all the room they've got left. So they don't actually, everything else is an SEC school, except, Florida State for the opener. So that's the ACC challenge is already met. The Big Ten challenge is already met. Why not add a Big 12 team in the mix?
Yes.
I mean, you're losing a matchup with Eastern Illinois and UL Monroe.
Ooh, yay.
I mean, seriously. If you're a Florida fan, who are you dropping? Long Island. Oh, boy, I've been waiting on that one.
Oh, Long Island has a football team?
Yeah, who knew? That's their opener this year. Then they're playing South Florida, Miami.
Mm-hmm. So your ACC requirements
met. Yeah. And then they got a Florida State at the end of the year. So ACC's already pretty much met. So you had a Big 12 and a Big 10 in there, and you don't really lose you're not losing a quality matchup. If you were trading a LSU or a big name opponent or somebody else for one of these other weaker teams, it wouldn't make sense to me. But you're adding a quality opponent. Yep. You're adding more to me, more box office revenue. You could probably sell that game if they wanted to in some sort of pay-per-view type situation. You're going to get more gate because more people are going to go watch that.
I'd love
it. It makes more sense to do it.
No, I'm 100% behind this, Woody. I'm 100% behind this.
I think you make a Big 12. You just, I mean, if you're LSU, you're losing Louisiana Tech. You can argue that's a rivalry, but no. You're losing Southeastern Louisiana. And you lose a Western Kentucky.
Woo-hoo.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
So why not go ahead and add the teams from the other conferences? Who cares where they're ranked? Add a Wake Forest, add a North Carolina, add a Kansas State.
Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's take a phone call real quick, though. Talk to John from Pamplico. Good morning, sir.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing? Y'all talking about like SoCon teams against the football teams?
Yeah, we're
pretty much.
we're basically talking about dropping the Gang of Five and the 1AAs, and just let the Power Four play the Power Four.
Yeah, I kind of heard y'all saying what SEC team would want to play the Citadels. I mean, none of them do because we go there and win.
I was about to say, except for a few times.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I remember one year we played Carolina. We beat them. Next year I saw we had to go to play Arkansas. I'm like, why don't y'all give me a little break here? But we went there and beat them.
Yeah?
Yep. You're exactly right. Now, y'all got a coach fired from Arkansas because of that.
I want to say the last time we played South Carolina, we beat them too.
I believe you did because, you ran Sean Elliott off to Georgia. Was it Georgia State or Georgia Southern?
He went to Georgia Southern.
Yeah, okay, Georgia Southern. Okay. Yeah, because Sean Elliott was the coach at the time when South Carolina lost to the Citadel, yeah. Spurrier had already... was that the week after Spurrier resigned?
I think so. I'm checking now to double check that.
I want to say it was right around that time. I'm sorry.
The main reason we play them, like your Clemsons, your Carolinas, your Alabamas, is that's our budget.
Yeah, now that is true. But we can figure out, and I've always thought about this. This would be the good time to introduce our thoughts that we've always thought about playing in-state school for your spring game.
Yeah. That would be a bad idea.
And you can still pay him the same amount because, like you said, and that is a respectable decision, although I can't stand it when it's, an out-of-state team that comes into South Carolina or Clemson and gets that check instead of an in-state team. But you can keep that money going to an in-state team, keep their budget going, and you get live football for the spring game instead of Fan Fest.
Well, you also could think about it this way too. It could be a part of a developmental type program too, because a lot of these players, if they're any quality at some of the lower end schools in the state, they want to transfer up. It's a good way of scouting talent. Because you can transfer to wherever you want now.
Isn't that why everybody's scared to run a spring game now? No, we might get poached. Hey, it's gonna happen. Kid wants to leave, he's gonna leave.
That's right. But you were right, by the way, John.
Want to go to a spring game even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right, by the way. The last time they met was in 2015. Citadel beat South Carolina 23-22.
That was Sean Elliott.
Yep. But what we were essentially saying is you drop those lower schools and add in, make it a game of the week. They do it in basketball. SEC versus ACC, SEC versus Big Ten, SEC versus Big 12. Some of these schools already have some of these conference teams, playing one another. Clemson, South Carolina, Alabama's playing, who'd we say? It was a Big Ten team. They're already playing Wisconsin. They're already playing them. Why not add, 2 more? And it makes the whole season that much more interesting. There's more pluses to that than playing a Louisiana Monroe.
In the year that Citadel played Alabama, we scored more on them and held them to less points than South Carolina did.
Yeah. But for every game like that, you get a Charleston Southern versus Florida State.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you got to remember before App State moved up when they played Michigan.
Yeah, at the Big House. It's still one of the biggest upsets in college football history, if not the biggest.
And I want to say a lot of it is most schools like the Citadel, we run the option, the triple option. All these big schools really don't see that.
And they're not disciplined. And that's the big thing about the triple option is that you've got to be disciplined.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
That's why it's popular at the military schools, I'll tell you that much.
Well, none of the coaches at the bigger schools want to play that either because of the blocking schemes that come with that offense. Nobody likes that. And that's the last thing you want to see your player go down before your big games come up or now that the tournament play starts, the playoffs start. You don't want to see that happen.
A little block here, and all of a sudden, yeah, you're right. One of your big linemen has an ankle injury.
I get nervous watching that edge every time against one of those teams, just seeing that,
Well, that's my 2 cents. You guys have a great show.
All right.
We appreciate it. Thank
Thanks,
you for
John.
calling in, too. Call back anytime.
Yeah, MJ, Woody, y'all take care, buddy.
All right. Thanks, John.
You too. Thank you.
843-407-5812. That's the number to get in. I love this idea. Because I am now a firm believer that the Power Four should only play the Power Four.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Especially now, even when we expand the playoffs, Power Four should play the Power Four because that'll stop a lot of this nonsense about, they did cupcake schedule. Now everybody's playing big boys. I mean,
and if you want to make it interesting too, with those other games with the Big Ten and the ACC Challenge and Big 12, you rotate those teams around.
Yes.
You don't let the same matchups happen every year where you're putting a Clemson. Well, it doesn't have to necessarily. Well, with Clemson, South Carolina, you might not have any other choice. But other schools could rotate around.
You could, in theory, if we're not going to play it rivalry weekend. Now, I know this would kill, you could probably take, if you got an ACC, I guess here's what I'm trying to say. If you've got an ACC rival, you get 1 year off from one conference.
Well, I don't even know if you need to do that, Matt. To be honest, if you're going to play Clemson like South Carolina does at the end of your season, regardless of what else is the other games took place, you could still add a North Carolina. They used to have a North Carolina game and a Clemson game in one season.
Yeah, well, that's what
Why
I'm saying.
not?
That's what I'm saying. You get
do it anyway.
You get 1 year off. So let's say because we have an odd number of teams in each conference.
Yeah, you may rotate it out.
Yeah, rotate like a bye week or a bye for those things. So like Tennessee and South Carolina, 1 year they can skip the Big 12. And then you'd have Georgia skip the Big 10 1 year, and then you just start rotating who misses who.
Well, the only other team you'd have that problem with would probably be Florida State.
Yeah, Florida. I mean, yeah.
I don't think you have that problem with any other conference.
Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina. They can, since it's 16 versus 18, right? In each.
Right.
So they could be the two buys every year for the Big 10 and the Big 12. And then, of course, they could do that with the ACC as well. Just every year they get to skip one conference. So they'll play a Big 10 and an ACC team 1 year and then their rival. I think that would be the smarter way to go because we see that in basketball all the time. I know basketball plays more games, but what I'm saying is you never see Clemson, South Carolina in the ACC SEC challenge. And I don't think you ever will, but they still play each other. I think we're both saying the same thing now at this point. I think that would be a smart thing. And so that way, you're right. You can get a North Carolina, South Carolina game or a Syracuse, Tennessee game, something like that, like we're seeing this year.
Well, I think I like that, the possibilities of that better than, going to see a South Carolina. No offense to the Citadel or any of the other schools. It's just, and it does happen. Every so often they'll look up and beat one of them or whatever you want to call it, or earn it. However,
right.
It's still more interesting for us to make that more of about a conference, and it gives you a chance to kind of pound your chest a little if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And it shuts up a lot of the other naysayers. Say, oh, they're so biased, they're so this, they're so that. You make them, a home and away every year.
Yes.
You host a Big Ten this year, you go to a Big Ten next year.
You know what? That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. And now I granted
that way, no one gets any quote unquote favoritism.
Right. And I know that would also mean that the 4 teams we mentioned would miss a conference, every 2 years. But I mean, the reality of the fact of the reality is, does it really matter? You miss a conference for 2 years, maybe you catch the team that maybe 2 years ago wasn't so great. Now they're halfway decent. You catch them at the right time and your schedule gets a lot better because of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. I would not want to play at Duke or Wake Forest when I was struggling on my end of the field, and now you got to face them.
Yeah.
You get a Virginia Tech in it. It's trying. I mean, South Carolina's got a ACC challenge coming up next week, and they'll have another ACC team. I mean, South Carolina's been doing it anyway. They've been playing 2 ACC schools every year for as long as I can remember.
So is Clemson.
So is Clemson.
Clemson plays 2 SEC teams every year.
Exactly. Every year.
And so there's precedent already for this, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah. There's a lot of precedent. And then some of these other schools, though, that you look at, and I mean, again, I feel like I am picking on them because I guess I am, but Ole Miss, I look at there. I mean, Texas is playing a bunch of schools from Texas, and that's probably how they get around some of that. Mm-hmm. But, you're playing a UTEP, Texas State, and a bunch of other people on your schedule.
But who really wants to go to those games? I mean, I'm serious.
I don't think the Texas people want to go. They go for the tailgate. I mean, I go back and look now at their schedule. They got Ohio State in the opener, and that's a great opener. But so there's your Big Ten qualifier right there.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston, before you get to Florida, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vandy, Georgia, Arkansas, and A&M.
Here's a quick quiz for anybody. How many years has Sam Houston State been Division I? 2.
I'm wanting to say 2.
2 years.
Is that right?
2 years. This is their second year as a Division I school.
Then why not go ahead and throw a Big 12 in there, and then throw another Big 10 in there?
Heck,
throw an ACC school in.
I'd love to see what Texas would do with Boston College. Now, granted,
why not?
Granted, in the I understand in the fourth quarter, Texas would annihilate Boston College, but for 3 quarters, that would be a game.
Yeah. I mean, looking at Kentucky's schedule, they open with Toledo. You got Ole Miss and Eastern Michigan, Tennessee Tech.
Oh, Tennessee Tech.
Yeah. And then they get Vandy, of course. I mean, Louisville and Vandy at the bottom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've got a rough schedule this year because they've got a bunch of the ranked teams coming in there. But, you got an Eastern Michigan and Toledo game you could replace easily with someone else, and a Tennessee Tech, obviously.
When you read these schedules, it just doesn't sound very good.
No, it doesn't. And we've been accepting this for a long time.
Well, and you're right, because what does SEC fan do? The minute you bring up, well, why are you playing Charleston Southern? Why are you playing,
because we play a tough schedule already.
It's a tough schedule. Well, guess what, kids? It's supposed to be tough. You play.
I'm looking at look at Mississippi State right now. They're playing in-state rival for their opening game, Southern Miss. And that's going to be a bloodbath.
Oh, it is. And Southern Miss may win the Sun Belt this year.
But then you get an Arizona State team coming to town. But then you've got Alcorn State, Northern Illinois. And then you get the meat of your SEC schedule, and you pick up. That's it. So you've got Northern Illinois, Alcorn State, and Southern Miss.
We're playing Alcorn State.
Yeah.
Really?
But here's the thing. Those games and these teams they're playing, Alcorn State and Southern Miss qualifies though, but Alcorn State, that win will go toward your total to determine your bowl eligibility.
Yeah.
And in my mind, it should not.
No, I'm with you 100%. I don't think a single 1AA game should count. If you play in 1AA, it should not count, period. And that'll stop.
It's not.
That'll stop.
It's
that
not even
real
a half
quick.
a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will. If it doesn't count, but that's what's keeping a lot of them from doing that. And I mean, it's a tough schedule. I mean, there's boys that are going to get beat on, but that's why you've got backups. That's why you develop talent behind them.
But if you want to lay claim that you play in the best conference in college football, and by the way, there's not a lot of debate about that. I'm just saying that if you want to scream and thump your chest, I think you've already said this, about playing in the SEC. We're an SEC team. We're the best in college football. Then play a schedule that's play a schedule that
reflects
it. Yeah, thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Well,
a requisite
not
schedule.
Not just pick on the SEC schools. I'm looking at Ohio State.
Yeah, no, Ohio State needs to do it. I think ACC schools need to do it too.
They've got Grambling and Ohio. Then the Big Ten schedule, the meat of that, and then you get UCLA. So that's now part of them though. So that's still right.
Yes. UCLA's in the Big Ten, yeah.
Yeah, so they're still in conference with that. So they're playing a decent schedule, but you still they're opening with Texas, and then you got a Grambling and Ohio in there, and then everything else is pretty much Big Ten play.
Yeah.
So, I can't complain too much about that. That's not, but you still Ohio and Grambling. Why not throw an ACC school in there?
Well,
another Big 12.
That's the other thing. I don't know why the ACC and the Big 12 ain't jumping on this.
Yeah.
You guys are because here's what's going to happen next weekend, right? ACC plays the SEC, 4 times?
Yeah.
And then you got an ACC Big 12 game between Georgia Tech and Colorado. We'll take the 2 ACCs. If the ACC goes 1-3 against, or even 0-4 against the SEC, what's the narrative going to be all season long? ACC's a garbage conference.
Yeah.
And whoever wins the ACC, it's going to be, well, it's just because they beat a bunch of cupcakes. Don't you want a second bite at the cherry?
Yeah,
maybe
of course you do.
You go out and this is what I'm talking about, Big 12. This is what I'm talking about, ACC. You go out and you schedule a Big 10 team. So maybe people will look at you. Let's say Clemson loses by a point to LSU week 1 and then runs the table. What's going to happen? What will the narrative of Clemson be? Oh, they just beat a bunch of cupcakes and they backed their way into the playoffs.
Yeah.
That will be the narrative.
I can't say a whole lot against Ohio State or Michigan's schedules. I mean, they've got 2 basically weaker opponents they're playing, but then you go look at Penn State.
Yeah.
They open with Nevada, FIU, and then Villanova.
I can't. I don't like that schedule. And James Franklin, this is why you can't get over the Ohio State Michigan bump.
Yeah.
You don't sharpen yourself.
Yeah, he sees Oregon the following week after Villanova.
Yeah, the rematch of the Big Ten championship game, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
and it'll be interesting to see where all that breaks down. But I think if you did just a ACC versus everybody kind of challenge, and you just pick a week, I'm telling you, that's the way to go.
Right, and here's the other thing, ACC, it'll make your conference better. It'll make your conference better because your Syracuses of the world, your Dukes of the world, your Boston colleges, they'll be sharpening themselves against real teams, not William and Mary, with all due respect to William and Mary.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Who does Virginia have week 1?
me see. Hold on. I'll jump back to that.
Coastal Carolina.
Yes, they play Coastal.
That's a team.
Then they play NC State.
Yep. But Coastal Carolina is a team that is projected to be finishing 4th in their division in the Sun Belt. And I'm not poo-pooing on Coastal. I'm just saying this is why the ACC is garbage.
Well, they follow up NC State with William and Mary.
Ironic.
Yeah. And then they throw in a Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, they've got Cal because of the new affiliations and stuff. But, I mean, the rest of that schedule, they're at least outside. I mean, I don't know. They've got room to make it work. They just don't want to.
And this is why if the Who's don't go to a bowl game this year, Tony Elliott will be fired.
Yeah.
That is a 10-ply schedule right there. That's how soft that schedule is. That's a 10-ply schedule. And don't tell me Cal, you're just counting Cal because Cal will finish DFL in the ACC.
Yeah.
They'll be lucky to win an ACC game. So I don't
Weren't they talking about shuttering that program a couple weeks ago?
No, I maybe not. I have no idea.
There was a discussion I listened to and read a part of an article on. They were talking about Cal possibly shuttering their program. So who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, Clemson's got a very tough schedule, I think, for the most part. I mean, you open with LSU, but then you go to Troy. Or you have Troy.
Yeah,
so.
And I'll say this, and I will defend Troy. Troy, for some reason, they will get up for those games, those kind of games.
Yeah, Troy is a dangerous team. If you're stumbling a little bit, Troy can come in and sneak one out from underneath you, right under in your own backyard. But then, the end of the year before South Carolina, you play Furman.
Yeah.
So
we need that rest.
I don't know. I mean, you've already got two SEC schools on your schedule this year. Good for y'all. That's great.
Yeah.
I still think, though, if you throw a Big 12 in there or something like that, it would make that much more interesting than a Furman.
This is exactly what I'm saying. I go back to, what if Clemson loses to LSU by a point? Then, yes, you're going to get peed on for a little bit because the ACC is bad, and then everybody will say, well, you're just beating up on cupcakes. But then let's say, for argument's sake, they go to Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
And they win at Arizona State. Now, all of a sudden, wait a minute. This ain't Furman. They're beating Arizona State. Yes, the Big 12 is still kind of garbage. I understand that. But at least it's another legitimate win on Clemson's schedule. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because you look at the schedule and you say, okay, you lost that close one by a point, 2 points to LSU.
Right. And
you run the table to the end of the season. And you start, that ACC scheduling really shouldn't count. Some of the guys are going, well, look at SMU last year and how bad they were, and what y'all did to them. And they made the playoffs and they really stunk it up there too. And I've been saying that. And they said, well, yeah, but we ran the table after the rest of the season. We go, okay, say you beat a quality South Carolina team, but then you also beat Furman.
Yeah.
Furman's not really counting toward a lot of that cred. But if you said we went to or we hosted Arizona State or Wisconsin, and we beat them.
There you go. Indiana.
No arguing that one.
Let's say you go to Indiana 2 weeks before they go to Ohio State and they're undefeated.
Yep.
And Clemson goes in there and just stomps a mud hole into Indiana, which, believe me, I think there'll be a lot of us that would cheer that.
That 1 point loss is forgotten.
Oh my gosh, yes, because you just defeated an undefeated Big 10 team. You're right. That. All of a sudden, you're number 8 in the playoffs, which, by the way, that's where the Athletic has Clemson in the playoffs as an 8 seed. All of a sudden, that 8 could be bounced to a 6. And then you run the table the rest of the way. You are in the discussion.
Yes, sir.
For a bye. Again, why is the ACC and the Big 12 not jumping on this? Why don't you two go form an alliance? That's what you can do. ACC, Big 12, go form an alliance, a scheduling alliance where you guys play each other. I guarantee you will have a lot more respect from the national media.
Yeah.
I guess we need to take a break, don't we?
Yeah, we probably do.
Yeah. All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll find something else to talk about, I'm sure. Back in a moment.
Hey, it's Tony Zach with Mr. Sparky, reminding you it's storm season. Do you need help with your portable generator hookup? Mr. Sparky can make it easy by installing an interlock kit and a receptacle. This keeps our hard-working linemen safe when using your portable generator. Call the pros. Call us, Mr. Sparky. We'll be right over.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Power, performance, precision. Right now at Florence Toyota, take home the 2025 Toyota Tundra Hybrid with a massive $10,000 off or finance it at just 1.9% APR for 60 months. Built to work, built to play, built to last. Shop anytime at FlorenceToyota.com or visit them at 2300 West Palmetto Street in Florence. Florence Toyota, where your drive begins. Florence Toyota, we are just better. See dealer for more details.
Darlington Country Club has been a hometown favorite since 1926. And as they gear up to celebrate 100 years, they're inviting you to be a part of the legacy. They offer a variety of memberships, making it easy and affordable to join the fun. Come enjoy golf, swimming, tennis, and pickleball. Plan your wedding or next event, or simply relax and dine with friends. Their restaurant is open to the public and serves up delicious meals. Come check out Darlington Country Club, 125 Country Club Lane, or visit darlingtoncountryclub.com.
In the heart of South Carolina, where the spirit of celebration thrives, there's a place unlike any other. Mickey Finn's your one-stop party destination with 3 locations, Cashua Drive, Pamplico Highway, and their huge beverage warehouse on Dr. Johnny Bruce Road next to Buc-ee's. Step into a world of endless possibilities where the shelves are filled with the largest selection of beer, wine, and liquor, each bottle carrying its own story of flavor and enjoyment. Sign up today for Mickey Finn's customer rewards. Mickey Finn says, "We drink all we can and sell the rest."
In this community, they call the fire department when the days go bad and they don't know what to do.
There'll be a family member and will come up and give me a hug or shake my hand and say, "Hey, you took care of my dad X number of years ago," and they just wanted to say thank you and how much it meant to them. Things like that just keep me going. I'm ready to come back and do it again.
I try to take pride in every single thing that I do. When I'm needed in the community, I don't want them to ever think that I could have done more.
And that's the beauty of volunteers. There's nothing stronger than the heart of a volunteer.
As long as we have high school football games in South Carolina, we're going to need officials, and right now we have a shortage of those. The South Carolina Football Officials Association and the South Carolina High School League need people who want to stay involved in sports and are willing to work hard. Help make a difference in lives of hundreds of kids in your community and have fun while earning some extra money, staying in shape, and expanding your network of friends. Text REF, R-E-F, to 66866 to register now or visit scfoa.net/join to receive more information.
All families are different, and some have parents or children with little to no eyesight. But this doesn't stop them from sharing the work, play, love, and laughter of family life. Eyesight doesn't define a parent, a child, or a family. What counts is being together. Want to learn more? Visit us on the web at blind.org. The National Federation of the Blind. Live the life you want.
The Church of God of the Firstborn 24th Annual Fall Church Golf Tournament is coming up at Governor's Run Golf Club on Saturday, October the 4th, 2025 at 1 p.m. It's a 4-man Captain's Choice event, $75 individual, $300 team. Prizes will be awarded for first, second, and third place, as well as last place. Don't forget, dinner will be served. For more information, please contact Lee Wiggins at 843-206-6553. Again, that's 843-206-6553.
One of them is banned from every message board in the world. The other is Woody. It's game day in the Carolinas.
We got to get a whole bunch of stuff out.
Yeah, you're right.
We should I even bother to download Enter Sandman next week? Is that
Yes.
okay?
You can if you want to.
Because I figured, we probably should get 2001 and Enter Sandman and Tiger Rag.
Go for it.
Why not? We just blow it all out next week. Not like anybody's going to be able to hear us next week because we'll be at Darlington.
Yeah, but people are going to be torn with the way that whole thing lines up that weekend between vacation time and college football officially kicking off.
What was college football thinking? Putting the Gamecocks on Sunday at 6:00. You know where we're all going to be Sunday at 6:00. Come on, college football. Let's take a phone call real quick. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, fellas, it's Ray in Florence.
Hey, Ray.
Hey, Ray.
At Irby and Third Loop. So.
Oh, you're near my stomping grounds.
I'm heading home. I can tell you that traffic is really busy this time of day around here. Yep. But we made it through the summer, and I'm one of those football-headed bozos that the bad boy talks about, and had a couple of things for you this morning. I know some of the people that are over there at Wilson, and I think that was a really significant win for them last night on the road. Not so much offensively, but that they played defense the way that they did. And, that group of kids, the seniors, juniors, and sophomores through middle school and in Little League, that was a good group of kids. And so I know that all summer they were quietly optimistic and trying to stay underneath the radar. And I'm just happy for them and their fans that, they're off to a good start. We'll see now, but things are really looking up for those guys.
Yeah, I'm tickled to see that too, Ray. I spent a lot of time out there with one of the previous coaches doing their play-by-play and really got kind of brought into the Wilson family. But there's a great group of athletes out there and both the men's and women's sides. And there's always something, I think, I know Coach Howard used to tell me he kind of had to fight when he was coaching out there. And it's just that one bad thing that turns in a game and the kids would just kind of pack it in. There's it. We're going to lose now. And he says, just getting them to fight and believe through that. And once you got past that, they were pretty good. But he seemed to fight that. And I'm hoping the new coach can get some of that same type of momentum going. I was tickled to see that they won last night.
Yeah. And on the same vein, last night with the West and South game, first, Matt, I want to compliment you guys for carrying the game and for the TV for having it too. It looked like, it was going to be the way it started, 50 or 60 to nothing. And so got to give those guys from West credit for bowing their neck. And, it still was lopsided at the end, but it was 20 to nothing at halftime. And
absolutely. They could have easily just given up and it would have been 40, no problem.
And the West guys, the one thing, and I don't like to pick on high school kids and coaches, but I didn't understand the best player on the field for West on offense was their running back, and they got him the ball a few times in the Wildcat, but I think from what I haven't seen a box score, of course, nobody prints or puts out box scores anymore, but he seems to me from memory that he had less than 10 carries. And again, he ripped off a 56-yard touchdown, and before that he had a 30 or 40-yard run, and I don't understand why they didn't give him the ball more, give him, 20 carries on the game. But they fought hard. South is everything that you expect. They've got that big receiver that came over from West. Their both offense and defensive lines are stout. Messiah, to come in a couple years ago after Lenoris and fill those shoes, he's done a really good job and is growing into a really good quarterback. And they even had a kid that came in, their second stringer, and played a couple series, and he's a big, lanky kid as well, and looks like he's going to be able to do what they need him to do in the future. But they're going to be really tough to beat. I know they've got a really strong schedule, and got to give their coach a lot of credit for not ducking anybody. And it doesn't matter if they lose a non-conference game here or there. It's just a region and getting in. But they looked really good last night, and I'm looking forward to following them the rest of the way through. So most of all, I'm just glad it's football season. This time next week, all you Gamecock and Tiger fans will be going nuts and getting ready, and we'll be into the meat of it. And before you know it, it'll be Thanksgiving, and we'll be all fat and sassy. So glad to hear you guys. You guys do a great job. Have a great rest of the day.
Thanks,
Thank you, Ray. We appreciate it.
And I know where Ray will be tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but a week from today, right in front watching Georgia Tech, Colorado play. His Buffaloes going take on the Ramblin' Wreck. That's going to be a heck of a football game. That might be the underrated football game of the day. Is Georgia?
It could be,
or the week. I don't think that's a Saturday game. Actually, I think that's a Thursday or a Friday game. But that could be the underrated game of the week, because I think, and I'm gonna say this right now. You want a bold prediction? I guess we can make some bold predictions here at the end of the show, since it's the week before. The winner of that game will be in the discussion for the playoffs. I don't know if they'll be in the playoffs, but they'll be in the discussion.
Okay, I can see that. I mean, that's not something crazy. Like you getting ready to tell me Hawaii is going to make a run to the title, but
I'd love to see that.
I wouldn't. But I think absolutely. I can see that, and would make sense actually. So
yeah. You got a big bold prediction for this year?
Nothing yet. Okay. I'm working on it. Still thinking about it. Well, I mean, let's see. I mean, the big bold prediction for me would have been that Auburn would claim 7 different national titles from like 1910 to now.
Oops. Well, that one came true.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, who would have seen that coming?
So
you haven't managed to win 10 games a season in like 5 years, but you won 7 national titles in one day. It's stupid.
So does that mean Francis Marion now can claim national championships?
Well, the 1910 South Carolina Gamecock squad certainly can. They went 4-0 that season. And I'd say just because they went undefeated, they should be a national champion.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Gamecocks. Hang a banner at the stadium.
Yes.
Go ahead and celebrate it. We'll just claim whatever championship we want, whether we have a right to it or not.
Oh, yes. No. I agree. Just go ahead. Clemson throw out a few national championships too. Why not? I mean, we could be claiming, you know what we're going to do, Woody? We're going to claim 4 straight Best in the PD awards right now. Best radio show out there.
That sounds good to me. How about just go ahead and just take it on. National Broadcast of the Year.
Yes. Go ahead. Do it.
The World Broadcast of the Year. Since we're on the internet.
We're now 8-time National Broadcasters of the Year. Since we're just going to randomly claim things now, I would like to admit that I single-handedly stopped Napoleon.
Yeah.
And I won by myself the War of the Roses, too. There you go. I'm claiming those victories.
If you ever thought Auburn had little brother syndrome,
yes,
now they have proven it. They have absolutely proven it with that move.
Yes, they have. All right. You know, this is a great lead-in. Idiot of the Week is next.
Venus Restaurant and Catering, your go-to spot for delicious breakfast and lunch in Florence. Since 1977, we have been serving up fresh and tasty meals to our loyal customers. Our breakfast menu features all of your favorites, from our fluffy pancakes to our fruity French toast, mouth-watering omelets to chicken and waffles. There's something surely to satisfy your craving. And the best part is, breakfast is served anytime. Or come for lunch. We prepare hot, fresh daily lunch specials serving juicy meats and fresh vegetables. Whether you dine in or grab something to go, Come on in and enjoy your next meal with us. But that's not all. Venus offers catering for your next event, whether it's a business meeting or a family gathering. Our experienced staff will create a customized menu that fits your needs. The best part is your catering is hassle-free, so you can focus on enjoying your event while we take care of the food. Come see us at 471 West Palmetto Street and taste the difference. Venus is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Community Broadcasters is proud to be your local radio source. However, we're more than just a voice of the airwaves. We're a one-stop shop for total advertising solutions.
Yes, we broadcast your message to loyal listeners, but we also take your brand beyond the dial. Want to reach people where they scroll, stream, and surf? We've got you covered.
Digital ads? Absolutely. Social marketing? You bet. Streaming platforms, targeted campaigns, real-time metrics. That too. Whether you're reaching across town or across the world, we can help place your message directly in front of your ideal audience.
With passion, impact, and results. So why settle for less when you can amplify your message everywhere? Let community broadcasters help you broadcast bigger and advertise smarter.
It's your voice, your reach, one platform with endless possibilities. Email us at totalreach@combroadcasters.com. That's COMM broadcasters.com. Or call us at 843-678-9393. We're community broadcasters. It's more than just a catchy name. In the heart of South Carolina, where the spirit of celebration thrives, there's a place unlike any other. Mickey Finn's your one-stop party destination with 3 locations, Cashua Drive, Pamplico Highway, and their huge beverage warehouse on Dr. Johnny Bruce Road next to Buc-ee's. Step into a world of endless possibilities where the shelves are filled with the largest selection of beer, wine, and liquor, each bottle carrying its own story of flavor and enjoyment. Sign up today for Mickey Finn's customer rewards. Mickey Finn says, we drink all we can and sell the rest.
And here's the snap. Freeze your tires rolling down the field. For over 51 years, our family-owned team and South Carolina leading Goodyear dealer has been keeping Sumter on the road with the right tires for every make, model, and budget. Backed by nationwide warranty. From tires to brakes, alignments, and oil changes, they've got all your preventative maintenance covered. Remember, if it rolls, Frazier can fix it. No matter what colors you wear, you're part of the winning tradition. Drive in for your next set today. Frazier Tire, 310 East Liberty Street in Sumter.
Nothing says tradition like your hometown Piggly Wiggly. Take it from the pig. When it comes to value and freshness, you can't beat Piggly Wiggly. They've been bringing home the bacon for millions of American families for over 100 years. Today, they're one of the best known and best loved brands in America. Stop by your local Piggly Wiggly today and take home the freshest meats, vegetables, and produce, along with great deals on all your favorite brands. Each week, the pig features new specials, perfect for your tailgating parties and family mealtime.
Clemson, Carolina, Coastal. We've got you covered on Game Day in the Carolinas.
It's Game Day in the Carolinas. And again, we want to thank Rivals Store Divided today for hosting us. Woody?
Yes, sir. It's football season. It's time to head to Rivals. They've got their red line clearance 50% off, blue line clearance 75% off, extended hours Monday through Thursday are 9 to 7. Tonight, it's 9 to 8. They've got a new location opening up in Columbia, but come on out. They've got everything you can possibly think of here, from shirts to football helmets, footballs, basketballs, every type of hat, golf bag with a South Carolina or a Clemson logo on it. I'm telling you, folks, they've got some beautiful jewelry over there too, all name brand stuff. Again, garnet and orange, all your tailgating needs, any equipment you need to put on the best possible, most professional looking tailgate out there. They've got it right here at Rivals, the Store Divided. Come by and see them today. Take advantage of these savings. And that'll lead us into our Idiot of the Week segment, also brought to you by Mr. Rob Weiland and Men with Shirts. Give him a call at 843-407-5812. He can put your hat, your logo for your business on a hat, a cup, a koozie, a t-shirt, whatever you need, and he can save you money. Check out his website. It's menwithshirts.com, and check out his Facebook page also, Men with Shirts, our sponsor of Idiot of the Week.
All right. Well, I haven't gone first in a long time, so I'll go first this week.
Okay.
Drunk and angry that a neighbor parked near her yard. Patricia Morgan, 48, covered the offending vehicle with toilet paper. Police say. Now, you probably, that's enough to qualify you for Idiot of the Week, but did I mention that she also was wearing a hot dog costume at the time?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. and you'll never believe where she's from. The Florida woman, who saw that coming, was arrested Monday afternoon and charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Of course she was. Cops noted that Morgan was, quote, intoxicated and refused to cooperate with the investigation. She has been fined $550 in community service.
Wow. Well, there's an old saying out there, Matt, that hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Oh, no.
And a 31-year-old woman from Richmond, Kentucky has proven that yet again. According to court documents, the 31-year-old was arrested on Thursday after she was accused of inflicting nearly $12,500 in damages over a 5-day period in July to her ex-boyfriend or her boyfriend who she'd had an argument with.
Oh, dear.
Court documents reviewed by the station alleged that Carlquist, the woman's name is Stephanie Carlquist, committed the following acts: poured glitter in the air conditioning vent, cracked the windshield, cracked the rearview mirror, busted the vehicle's radio screen, and then poured salt into the vehicle's engine.
Ooh.
Now, when you go to these certain websites and you get, your mugshot posted or whatever, there's certain websites where people can comment. Thousands of different men, because of her looks, have offered to try to fix this poor broken woman and give her a shot at real love.
Okay.
So maybe some good will come out of it. I don't know, but just know she is very creative and very destructive.
You know what the worst part about all that was? The glitter.
The glitter
it will
had to
never.
be,
It will never come out of that car.
Imagine getting a face full of that when you turn your AC on.
Yeah. So basically, what we're saying is the guy is the idiot of the week for making her mad.
Yeah, I guess you should have just said yes, dear, and going on with it.
Anything you say, ma'am. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
And a big thank you again to Rivals, the Store Divided. It's game day in the Carolinas for Woody. I'm Matt. We'll see you next week.
Hello, everybody. This is Donnie Daniel with Daniel Wealth Management. Who is Daniel Wealth Management? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about us. At Daniel Wealth Management, we care and listen. We strive to protect, manage, and grow your future vision of life. We do this with character, integrity, and confidence as we seek to earn